I usually don't take trips for my birthday, but this year in September of 2022, I decided I wanted to take a quick trip to Branson, Missouri. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director and I needed a break from the stress. So one of our first stops on the weekend trip, we went to the Sound and Sights Theater, and they had the production of the Jesus show, and it was so good. I couldn't actually take video inside the show, but I'm going to show you what the theater looked like, the lobby area, and I got a little bit of footage right when we walked in, but this show was amazing. I believe it's in its final season, and they will come up with a new show to start presenting, but those of you that were lucky enough to get to see this show, it was amazing. I was one of those guys trying to play it cool that when I felt the tears start rolling down my face, I would try to act like I was scratching my face to cover up. I was actually wiping away tears. Again, I would definitely recommend this show. Now, on our way to Branson, we stopped at so many flea markets and thrift stores and just had a great time. We ended up filling up the back of our car with just all kinds of little treasures. Now, this Apple Tree Mall is actually my favorite flea market in Branson. It is loaded. Then we had a few extra minutes and I got to go to the Disney store where they had some great sales. Then we went to the downtown store. I can't remember what it's called, but it's billboards for it everywhere. It's called the 5 and 10 store. It's a little bit pricey, but they had a lot of great little fun touristy souvenir type of items. And then we did find this little flea market called Antiques Treasures Marketplace, and it was good as well. Now this one, there I am in the chair. The Craft Mall, didn't find as much there, but I did find like the world's biggest beef jerky, and we definitely got one of those to take home. It was just a fun experience to walk through the different aisles and see what all they had. They had a really big Christmas section as well. Then we went to another store in the downtown. It was called Caldwell's, and it was a flea market. And I think this flea market had been there over 50 years. And I did find a lot of little treasures there. We had to dig for them. After a day of shopping, we went to Paula Deen's restaurant, and it was amazing as usual. It's buffet style, but they bring it to your table. And I think it was a little pricey, but I think we both ate after we left the tip, and it was about $70 for the two of us to eat lunch there. But again, it's all you can eat. And my favorite is the pot roast there. It's a little bit salty, but I can't help eat it anyway. It's really good. Now, Paula Deen's has a huge gift shop right before you walk in, and I'll show you the cool little thing I got. It is a stick of butter magnet. I thought that was hilarious, so I got that for the fridge. Then here's a little footage of us just driving down the main strip, seeing all the touristy attractions, and please do not look at my windshield. It was clean at the beginning of the trip, but you can see we've had bug splatter throughout the trip. So I guess since I told you not to look at it, you're going to look at it even more now. Just forgive me that it's dirty. I tried to find a clear little spot to film through. Love Branson, Missouri. We haven't been here in a few years, and there was a lot of new buildings and attractions since we've come. And right here on the right, you'll see coming up is the Titanic Museum. Now, it was there last time we came, and we did go through it. That was a pretty fun experience if you've never gotten to do that before. Now, coming up on the right is the huge Ferris wheel. We did not get to do that, but that is new. This was not here when we came here a few years ago, so that would be fun to do, especially at night when you could see all the lights. They had Ripley's Believe It or Not buildings, Wonder Works, all those touristy attractions. To me, Branson is getting a lot more like Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in Tennessee, a family fun place. Now, we went through Branson.com to get our ticket and show bundle package. I think we got a little cheaper deal. We got 3 nights of hotel at the, I believe it's the Radisson. And then we got 2 show tickets to the Jesus production, which was amazing. And then we got 2 tickets to the Showboat dinner theater. And it was right at $740 for all of that. So I didn't think that was a really bad deal for 2 people. Now, there are just plenty of theaters on this strip, great restaurants, places to shop. There's a little bit for everybody to do here. Now, that Disney store we went to was in a big outlet mall area that was really cool. They had pizza buffets out here. I think there was a little bit there for every budget. If you wanted to eat expensive and fancy, or you wanted a cheaper meal just to fill you up, they had a little bit of everything. Now, coming up here on the right, it's the one thing I wanted to do, I didn't get to do. It's the world's largest toy museum, and I collect toys and eventually want a toy museum, so I definitely wanted to go check it out. But I didn't pay attention to the hours, and we spent so much time at the flea markets on Saturday, I missed my chance because I thought I could go to it on Sunday, but it's closed on Sunday. So remember that if you're going to Branson, the toy museum is closed on Sunday. I didn't go to Wonderworks, but this building always amazes me when I see it. We did just go to one in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, when my niece competed in a national beauty pageant there. So we didn't feel the need to go there, but it's always impressive to see. Now, this was new. This was not here last time we came. It's a new aquarium, and that octopus on the outside is fabulous. Now, we had such a great time. They have this new sign there that you can take pictures with. And when we were on our way to go to the riverboat to see the show, they had this part you could pull over. It's an overlook where you could see a lot of Branson. So we just sat there and enjoyed the view for a few minutes. Now, I have never been on a riverboat dinner cruise, so I was kind of looking forward to that. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was kind of expecting like it to be very country and like banjos playing and folk music and little families doing that kind of music, but it was totally different than that. Now, here's the actual Showboat. You did have to stand in line a little bit to get on board, but it was definitely worth the wait. And when you did get on the Showboat down at the railing at the beginning, they did have their photographers there to take pictures of you if you wanted to buy those pictures, but we took our own pictures. Sometimes we'll get those cool pictures you buy, but sometimes you can just take your own and save some money. Now, this is what it looked like right when you walked in the Showboat. Of course, you walk into the gift shop in case you want to buy a couple things, and I think I bought a postcard. And then the next thing you walk into is their grand theater, and this is what it looks like. You see their dinner tables there. This is what the stage looked like. I was really impressed with it. It was a lot fancier than I thought it was going to be. And then the show itself was just amazing. It was like a Las Vegas show. The entertainers were very talented. It was well put together. I would definitely recommend a riverboat cruise if you've never done this. It just went around the lake and let us see different pieces of the lake, but you don't really get a whole lot of time on the outer decks. I think the way they did it was right after they served us dinner, which was fried chicken and pot roast and green beans and a roll, and I think there was a dessert. Yes, there was a dessert. They give you an intermission, a break, and then you can walk outside and enjoy the decks. And then after about 15-20 minutes out there, they called you back in, and that's when you got to watch the show. And again, the show was so good. The entertainers were very talented, and it's very impressive. It was just bam, 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 so much into that probably 45-minute show. Now, we had so much fun. I think we are going to go back to Branson, Missouri in March of 2023. And I just have to make sure I get to see the toy museum this time, because that was the only thing I didn't get to see that I really wanted to do. And it was one of the main reasons I wanted to go to Branson in the first place. Now, when we come back, we're definitely going to take this riverboat cruise again as well, because you got a lot of bang for your buck on this one. Now, the last place we went to was the Butterfly Palace. I've seen this several times, but I've never been to it. So I'm going to show you Ray's video he made. And then here's a little video I took when we walked in. It had different sections, and one of the sections right when you walked in was of reptiles, and I thought these frogs were amazing. I've never seen a blue frog like this, so I got a little video of him. And then the next thing I got are these. These are piranhas, and when you get really close to them, you can actually see their teeth. Then I couldn't get a great shot of this little guy, but this turtle was very pretty. He had an orange belly. Now the next room you could go into was like a hall of mirrors. You see that guy back there cleaning the mirrors. But we went through it just to experience it, and I realized I'm not a fan of a hall of mirror type of attraction. You keep running into walls. I don't know, it's just a little bit spooky to me because it was kind of dark and you don't know if you can find your way out or not, but we eventually did find our way out. But again, I don't think I'm a Hall of Mirrors fan. The next thing we did was we went to watch about a 30-minute film about how they got the butterflies in the butterfly palace, and it was very interesting. A lot of these butterflies come from Costa Rica, and they almost I don't want to say grow them there, but breed them there. And when they send them here to Missouri, they're in their crystal light stage. I can't remember the word, crystallist, I think. But they're not even hatched yet when they arrive. But they are beautiful. You get to hold these little red flowers that they fill with a Gatorade combo. And the butterflies actually taste it through their feet. So you hold it up, and sometimes you have to be patient, but they will eventually come to your little Gatorade flower, and you get to get really close to nature like that. Once we got in the atrium and started enjoying all the butterflies everywhere, I couldn't believe we had actually never done this before. It was so much fun. Now, when my mom passed away, one of the things she told me was that whenever I saw a butterfly, to think of her, that type of thing. And I do sometimes when I'm a little bit down or something. But when I went into the butterfly palace, this butterfly, you see it on my shirt, attached to me. And we stayed there about 45 minutes to an hour, and it never left me. And I really felt like it's my mom saying hello to me because it was my birthday that day when we went. And it just gave me this feeling that it was her way of physically being there with me when, she couldn't be. And I just got really emotional, and tears just started pouring down my face. And I know everybody thought I was a crazy weirdo, but here's that little butterfly that I know my mother was in for a few minutes. And here's the recipe if you want to ever make the Gatorade combo for butterflies. But when it was time to leave, I looked at the little butterfly and I was like, okay, we've got to go. And as soon as I said that, the butterfly fluttered away. So I do feel like I got an extra special birthday present that day from my mother. Now, while Ray was walking around, he had one of the very beautiful blue butterflies come attached to his elbow for probably about a minute or so. He didn't stay very long, but the blue ones are the ones that everybody wanted to see because they're so colorful and so rare. They also had these beautiful little birds there. They were so cute and just flew around. And there's our butterfly on our red flower enjoying his Gatorade combo while the birds are in the background. Now, this was one of the trays that held the red flowers. You could grab one when you walked in so you could see if you could attract butterflies throughout your walk. And we certainly enjoyed this. It was about $25 a person to have this experience, but well worth it. Such a fun trip, and our hotel, the Radisson, offered this buffet-style breakfast every single morning, so we had it 3 days in a row. And then here I am, leaving the hotel with our luggage and my big Yoda I found at a thrift store for $7. So thank you so much, Branson. We had a great time. You are a fun place to visit, and we are going to see you back in March of 2023.